Hi, guys. I hope you're doing well. I mean, I know you are because I know what you all been doing for the last couple hours and hours and hours and hours. It's like a marathon day for everybody. All right, good job, Maiko. Maiko's number 10. I was gonna put my banner up too, but it's too. Nah, I can still do it. I'm still gonna do it. Oh my goodness. Dan looks so good in blue in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, doesn't she? Yep, yep, yep. We're gonna all call in sick and let Nan mod all by herself tomorrow. Yep. So we're going back to Reese again today. I don't know why. I can't help it. I love him. And when I see that he's streaming, I can't go anywhere else. Like if I start streaming something else, I'm always, I guess, fear of missing out or something. I'm always like, oh no, I gotta shut this down and I gotta go get him. So I did get him. Thanks, Monica. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. And then I got another judge too that's sort of like him. You'll see. It's from Georgia too. We've seen him before, once or twice. However, I'm 100% sure that none of you watched the clips. I played the clips with you. We were all together and I was playing the clips, but I'm 100% sure none of you watched any of them. You were so busy in chat. You missed him completely. But that's okay. That's fine. Don't if you give her your beer, I'm gonna play that screaming again. I swear I'll find it and I'll play it right now. Okay. Let me pull these up and get ready to go. We're gonna start with not not Judge Reese. We're gonna start with the other judge. And I think he said miscarriage of jurisdiction, but I might have got the wrong J word. And no, it's not justice. Don't it's a wrong word, but there's a lot of wrong words. So if you are like a grammar police or if you care about the English language in any way, shape, or form, maybe mute this part and just watch chat because this is not English. This is definitely not.
That stated that there was no construction site in that area on that date and time, in which he testified willfully and intentionally that I was speeding through a construction site.
Did you have an opportunity to speak at your parole revocation hearing?
Yes, sir. I had the opportunity to speak at a parole revocation hearing, sir, but I would like to state something. By the officer willfully and intentionally lying, that is a due process violation, and I suffer adverse collateral consequences behind that parole hearing. And that is stated in ground 10 on my habeas pension. That's stated in ground 10. I suffer adverse collateral consequences behind that parole hearing. And he willfully intentionally made false statements, sir. Like,
I just suffered adverse collateral consequences from him. He owes me.
what else you want to ask? I'm trying to see where you're going at with not no disrespect or nothing, but like have nothing to defend on that behalf. Like he was 100% innocent. You know, like right is right and wrong is wrong. Point blank, period.
I had asked you whether or not you were given an opportunity to speak at your parole revocation. I was going to ask you, did you speak at your parole revocation hearing?
Yes, sir. I spoke at a parole revocation hearing.
And did you tell the hearing officer about the officer lying?
No, sir. He told the judge, he told the lawyers, he told the bailiff, he told the people sitting in the gallery, he told the other inmates. He told everybody.
Did I tell him about also lying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I told him that. I just got the facts now, though. I just had the facts. Now I didn't have the facts then. I got all the facts now. The facts wasn't. I didn't have no facts then.
Were
I have
you,
all the facts now.
were you paying your $90 supervision fee?
Was I paying it?
Yes, sir.
Hold up for a second, sir. Yes, I owe. Yes, sir. I owed it $90, but that is a person can't get sent to prison for that, so you can't count that against me neither. And I also got that inside my ground. Just hold up and give me a little bit of time, and I'll find it for you. Everything already documented is in black and white. You got to give me a little time to find it. But even if I don't find it, it's in here, but it's still a violation of the Georgia Amendment and the Constitutional Amendment. For that alone, and what you
You're violating the Georgia Amendment. You are violating the Georgia Amendment. Point blank, period.
can't count anything because it's something called due process of law, sir. The rest, it what got me here. So you can't skip and jump from this to this trying to find things, so like it's a violation of due process of law, sir. Either way it goes. State-wise, Georgia state constitutional and United States constitutional, sir. Any more questions? Like, not trying to be funny or nothing, but like, I've been waiting for a long time for this. Like, right is wrong is wrong.
Mr.
Like,
Ingram, if you would be quiet and let Mr. Daniels ask you some questions, we could proceed in this matter, okay?
yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Daniels.
Had you received a substance abuse assessment by a substance abuse counselor?
No, sir. And that right there is also a abuse of discretion. And the reason why I say that is because nowhere on record had I had any dirty urines. And also, my last thing dealing with drugs is over 10 years ago. So nowhere I shouldn't even have had like that on my record because I'm not on
Nope. He's not a subset. He's just crazy.
probation for that. Like as far as like the conviction and everything, all the FNL conviction, and also the two piss tests that I had pissed it for when I was free, I came back clean. So like through record, the last thing dealing with drugs with my name is over 10 years ago. And I also asked you to speak to the head parole guy and stuff when I was first told about that class, but he wasn't at the office then. So I was gonna ask him, speak with him about it and everything and all, so he could look through the files and see that the last thing that I had dealing with drugs at the time then was like 8 years ago. Now it's 10. So there's no way that I even should know, like that was a wrongful judgment. Even as awful a person in that class, somebody else could have been like taking it and stuff like that and all, which is I would have took it. They would have offered it to me and stuff, but either way it go, like they didn't even offer it to me. Like I had no violation until I caught this charge. That just violated me in general. So like I would have ever caught the charge, whatever they would have came around with it and stuff, I would have took it. But it's funny, trying to hold it against a person when actually I didn't need it anyway. Not saying that I would have denied it, but it don't, like if a tire already got air in it, like what, certain stuff, common sense.
I have no further questions.
All right, do you have anything else you'd like to say, Mr. Ingram?
Yes, sir. I mean, like due to all the evidence and everything that was stated, I would like to ask the courts that I'm entitled to habeas release. Like it's clear as obvious.
All right. You have any other evidence you'd like to present to the court?
No, sir.
All All right, Mr. Daniels, do you have any evidence that you wish to present to the court on behalf of the warden?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and it is?
I have Respondent's Exhibit A, which is the revocation order and proceeding notes, as well as the Effingham County indictment in guilty plea paperwork.
Any objection to those being admitted into the record, Mr. Ingram?
You can repeat that again, sir?
Sure, it is the probation revocation order and notes, as well as the Effingham County Superior Court indictment, plea paperwork, and disposition.
Any objection?
Oh, yes, sir. I would like to raise objection. I mean, you just stated it, but I don't like the arrest is what triggered the violation.
Do you have a legal objection, Mr. Ingram?
Yes, sir. That is a legal objection. That's a violation of the 14th Amendment.
All right, the objection is overruled and Respondent's Exhibit A is admitted over objection. Anything else, Mr. Daniels?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ingram, the way I handle argument, or anything in rebuttal, excuse me. Do you have any additional evidence, Mr. Ingram?
No, sir.
All right. Then the evidence is closed in this matter. Mr. Ingram, the way I handle argument, you can argue today. You can argue today and file a brief within 30 days of you being served with the transcript or the complete record of this case. And, or you can just wait and after you are served with the complete record in this case, file a written brief within 30 days. How would you like to proceed?
You can repeat that again. I'm still trying to process what just happened.
All right.
And everything and all. I'm only human.
All right. First off, I'll give you the opportunity today to argue if you like. If you don't want to do it that way, I will give you the opportunity to argue today and file a written brief 30 days after you're served with the transcript or complete record of this case. Or you can just wait until you are served with the complete record in this case, and you then have 30 days to file a written brief.
You can repeat the first one again?
You could argue today.
Yeah, I'd like to finish arguing today.
All right. Do you want to argue today and not file a brief? Is that what you're telling the court?
No, sir. I'm definitely not saying that.
All right. So you'd like to argue today and file a brief. Is that what I understand you to do? You like to take opportunity number 2 then? It's not a, I mean, it's your choice. It's nobody. I've just
not trying to be funny, Your Honor. But the way it's being explained to me is basically confusing. So it's giving me kind of difficulties on making.
Well, do you understand you'd have the option to argue today? You understand that?
I understand that portion of it, but the whole thing in general, I do not understand.
All right. And so you understand you could argue today. All right. And then option number 2, if you'd like, you could argue today and file a written brief. You understand that? You could do 1 or 2.
Argue today and file a written brief. I understand that. Yes, sir.
All right. And then option number 3 is you don't do 1, you don't do 2, but you just file a written brief. And whichever way you go is totally up to you. The court, it doesn't make a difference to the court one way or the other.
Come on, Judge. You know you don't want to read that. You know you don't want to get that paper that he's going to write to you.
I'm pretty sure it don't. But in the process of the miss, you said argue today. So if that's the case, what I've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, and Mr. Daniels as well.
Well, that you were presenting evidence. That wasn't necessarily an argument. But if you want the court to accept what you've done prior as your argument, I'll do that.
All right. Can I ask you a question, sir? What about the stuff that I mailed to the courthouse? I noticed that y'all
And
never
as I've
spoke.
already stated to you, Mr. Ingram, that's part of the record that I will consider when I rule on your case.
I'm kind of in a confused state right now.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Ingram, why don't you go ahead and argue right now, and then if you file a brief, that'll be great, and if you don't file a brief, that'll be fine also.
All right. Yes, sir. I go with that. I finish arguing now.
All right, you can proceed.
Like I said, I will ask the courts, do everything that was stated and everything that's on record, that the court grant me habeas relief. That would be the only right thing to do in the process of the case and the evidence presented, and no reasonable person would have found me guilty or imprisoned me with the evidence that presented as far as the parole hearing by the officer lying, making false statements about the construction site and everything like that. But I'm still suffering through adverse collateral consequences. And if I don't get granted habeas relief, that's a miscarriage of judgment, a miscarriage of justice. Point.
Darn it, I got the word wrong. It's a miscarriage of judgment, not a miscarriage of jurisdiction. Oh, that's okay. Whatever.
Blank period. The charges are dismissed. I was never indicted and the officer lied. That's a miscarriage of justice, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you for that argument. And I'm going to put on the record that after you get served with the transcript, you still have 30 days to file a written brief if you so desire. Okay. And then after you don't want to argue today, do you, Mr. Daniels?
No, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Daniels would have 15 days after he receives your brief to file a brief on behalf of the warden. That'll conclude this matter, and as I've stated, the evidence in this case is complete. Thank you very much, Mr. Ingram, for your time.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
You said after he received my brief, I thought I put us in a brief all to the clerk of courts.
Well, you'll file it with the clerk of court, which will put me on notice that it's been filed, and I'll look at it. And it'll also put Mr. Daniels on notice that it's been filed, and he looks at it, and then he will file a reply within 15 days if he so desires.
All right, and you said it's 30 days after I received the transcript?
The transcript of this hearing, you're going to receive a package of all what happened here today. All the record, all of what was stated, etc.
All right. What about the application for proper?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yay. Allie, it's your birthday. Allie, do you want to know something special about today? It's my daughter's birthday too. My eldest. You and her share birthdays. I gave her presents like at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I don't remember now. I can't tell you what they were though. I hope you get some presents today. Oh, everybody go into the comment section later and say happy birthday to Allie.
Pause.
I don't know that I have an appreciation of what you're asking me.
An application of probable cause.
Well,
As
whatever is in the record is what I'll consider, Mr. Ingram.
Thank you, Michael.
basically, trying to get the same understanding that you may have, because like it's not fair if both parties don't understand the rules 100%. So
Well,
basically,
Mr. Ingram, you filed this case, and under the law, I have to treat you basically like you know all the rules. And I've explained how the court proceeds on several occasions now this morning, and our conversation is now over with, and I'm going to proceed to my next matter, okay?
all right, 30 days after I receive the transcript.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much for your time this morning.
I appreciate you for yours. My time ain't never in vain. God bless you.
Michael takes Victoria's phone. Victoria takes Michael's credit card.
Madam Court Reporter, you have a problem?
No, sir.
Oh, you just looking at me. You don't usually look at me, so
I was looking at the TV.
no.
I just thought the end was cute, so I left that in. Hi, Lana. Hi, another Smith. Make sure that you have gifting turned on, so you can get a membership if anybody gives any. It's random. So someone will buy like 20 gifted memberships, and then YouTube randomly gives them out to people who are sub to my channel. So, but you have to have gifting turned on. Okay. I have Redbubble. I have everything set up in Redbubble. Hold on, I'm trying to get the link. There is absolutely nothing there right now. So you don't have to go there right now. But I just letting you know that it's ready. I have a whole bunch of merch ready. And I could put more merch up at any time, whatever we want. All right. Right now there's just 5 designs, stuck like Chuck, things like that. But it takes like 5 or 6 days for this site to um show. I don't know if it's going to be sooner or later than that, but there's finally merch ready as soon as they put it up. So I'm guessing no more than 5 days. I'm guessing. And I'll keep looking. I finished it during Bill's stream. While he was streaming, I was fixing my Redbubble, but I was watching too. And yes, CJ, or was it CJ? Oh, I always get them mixed up. It's a gopher. I think it's a gopher. Oh, I can't. Oh no, it's a bear. Um, I never set a desktop background, so every couple hours or so, Microsoft just puts another one up. Could be anything. By the time we're done with this stream, might even be something else. All right, now we're gonna go to Judge Reese. Yep, that was Fozzie's baby picture. Yes, it was. Oh.
How you doing? Man, I can't hardly walk.
Okay. First question is, do y'all want the court reporter to take this down? In other words, you, in a civil matter, you have to pay her $43 an hour or something like that? $43.31 an hour for her to take down the hearing. And then if you later decide you want a copy of the transcript of the hearing, of course, you have to pay her to prepare the transcript. If you don't want if you don't want that, then you don't have to pay her to do it. The bottom side of that is, or the other side of the coin, I should say, is if you don't have it taken down and you decide you want to appeal whatever I do to the Court of Appeals, you would not have a transcript, and that would make it more difficult to appeal. If one side wants to pay for it, the other side does not want to pay for it, then the side that pays for it is the only side that can use the transcript. And if the side that does not pay for it, pay their share, can't get a transcript if they want one. So that's all very complicated. The question is, do you want her to transcribe this today or not?
I don't.
He does not. You want to pay her? No. Okay, you can take a break. All right. What is this about?
Which one?
You're the plaintiff, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're the plaintiff, and you go first. Tell me what this is about.
Okay, on September the 27th of 23, I was mowing property that I own, and there's a chain link fence that runs north to south that backs up to her property and some other residents. And as I was mowing, it's a big tractor I had to mow. I just put new tires on it back in 22. Anyway, I had mowed and made the second round, and when I noticed there were some boards that I had ran over, and these boards had nails in them, and I didn't see them. And so I ran over them, and I noticed my tractor tires that was on the left side rear and the left side front started losing air pressure. So I made it back to my barn, parked it. The next morning, both of them were flat. So I think on a Saturday afternoon, I went to Ms. Lundy's house and told her that my tires had been punctured and I would like for her to pay for the damages. And I said, it's probably going to be in excess of $200. I didn't know exactly how much it
Now,
had.
you were mowing on your property.
Sir,
You were mowing
my property.
your property,
Yes,
and the boards were on your property.
yes. It had nails in them.
All right. Well, why would she be responsible
Because
for what happened to your?
boards came from a building that was right adjacent to her property, which is a block building. And the fascia boards were missing on the north end of it, which I had pieced them together and measured them according to the cement blocks that I had, in the building. So these boards were very evident that they came off of her property from the building, which is on the fascia boards, which is the building's about 10 foot. Anyway, I pieced those boards together, took pictures of them, which I have pictures of the boards with the nails. Anyway, then I went to her house Saturday afternoon, and told her that as a good neighbor, I was coming over to let her know that these boards had damaged my tractor tires. that I'd like to be compensated for. She began to use the F word to me repeatedly, telling me to get off of her effing property. So I said, well, Miss Lundy, why are you using that language to me when I don't talk to you like that? But anyway, she kept repeatedly using the word to me. So I left. Then on that afternoon, one of the sheriff's deputies came to my house saying that she had filed a complaint against me for harassment or something or other.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to load. Anywhere between now and 5 days from now, it'll load my shop. We're just waiting. It's just a waiting game.
So anyway, I had called Chef Gerald Cochran on Monday morning, and he came out that afternoon. He took the boards over to her house.
I heard boys.
And came back and said it was very evident that they did come from her property off of this building. I have pictures of the building. I have pictures of the boards. So that's pretty much the whole story.
Ms. Lundy?
On the 27th.
Oh no, everything. You'll see.
When he came to my, when Mr. Terry came to my house, he came on a Saturday, but he said this happened on a Tuesday. He was somebody was beating loud. I thought it was my kids knocked something over in the house. And I was hollering through that because I just had cut grass that Saturday morning. So I was hollering through the house asking them if they knocking over anything. They said, no. I said, well, what's this noise? And so I grabbed my house coat, went to the door. Mr. Terry was out there beating on my house with a stick. And I'm like, who this man out beating on my house with a stick? So I gathered up, went on out the door, and I never knew him, Mr. Terry. So I said, why are you beating on my house? He said, you owe me $200. A piece of wood that you threw, it damaged my tire on my tractor. I didn't know what he was talking about, no nothing. I work Monday through Friday. I leave at 7 in the mornings. So I had no idea of what he was talking about. Go out there on my truck and look at that wood. You don't bust my tractor tire on my truck. And I was like, Mr. Terry, I said, leave my yard immediately. He said, nah, you people. That what made me got ugly with him when he said, you people. So I asked him to leave my house. And then he told me he didn't know how to get out my driveway. I said, the same way you came in here,
okay.
You can leave out my driveway and you're gonna leave. Go in the house and shut up. Your wood damaged my tire. So when he did immediately when he left, which I have no trespassing on the gate. So he's had no business coming down, period. He took the law in his hand, which he said happened on a Tuesday.
Point blank,
but
period.
He came to my house on a Saturday, but had no idea of the piece of wood he was talking about. Yes, I do have a building behind my house, but I have not thrown any wood on his property. He came to my house, said I threw a piece of wood on his property. And with the pictures that he have, I don't see how he could take a picture of my property without my permission. And we done been to court once, and they denied it. They left it. He reopened the case.
Sure.
So,
You got a right to appeal the decision of the magistrate judge.
And I understand that. So that's why we're back in court today. But so when he left the house, I immediately called the police and I was letting them know that someone was beating on my house. I didn't have no idea. He had a piece of wood. But my question is, how can you, if you said that I threw a piece of wood behind my fence. He also stated to me that other peoples on that road have thrown stuff on his property, which I don't have anything to do with that. I got to worry about mine. But how can you, why didn't on Tuesday that you said that it damaged your tractor, why you didn't leave a piece of wood and the tractor right there and call the police so I can know where the wood, you said the wood was laying. I have no evidence where the wood was laying, where his tractor was sitting at, because it's a long stretch behind our houses. I don't know anything. And I stated to him that I honestly, God knows, don't know how, if he say a piece of wood was thrown on his property, where did it come from? I know I haven't thrown any wood.
A tree. I got it.
So I just don't, and I don't agree to give him money. He demanded $200 when he come to my house.
Because now the claim is for $670.
That's what I'm saying.
44 cents.
And he said it was one time. He said it was one time. Now he's saying 2 times.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Yes, sir.
First of all, she says I beat on her house, and that's not
But
true.
really, all that's not relevant to the
Miss
question.
Relevant.
All this between y'all and back and forth, and that's not relevant.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that for her to be liable for damage to your tires, you would have to have some evidence that she or someone acting on her behalf
Are you saying I would have I would have
threw that
actually
wood onto
see
your
somebody
property?
throwing it over the fence?
Yeah, you'd have to have some evidence as to how it got there as compared to the wind blowing it over there.
So the pictures that I have showing the building pieced together match up. I mean, I took these pictures from my side of the property.
I understand. And no, I don't have a problem with you taking pictures. He can take all the pictures he wants. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
but
a
not
problem.
face-
Pictures don't serve
Not-
as evidence.
Sir, the pictures are evidence. The pictures and the sheriff's testimony or whatever may be that the boards more than likely came off of her house. That's one issue, and that's, of course, that's relevant, but the more serious question is, how did they get onto your property? For instance, if the wind blew them over onto your property, she would not have any liability for that because that's nothing that she did. We've had that issue come up here lately, for instance, with this hurricane that came through. People are trying to say, well, this tree blew over onto my property. It was my neighbor's tree. It blew onto my property. My neighbor ought to be responsible for it. Well, that's not the law unless the neighbor knew that that tree had some defect and was likely to fall on the neighbor's property. The fact that the wind blew it over doesn't make the neighbor liable for the damages that that tree caused. Similarly here, if you'd have to have some evidence as to how that wood got onto your property, not just that it came off of her building, but that she or someone acting for her threw it onto your property. And if I understand it, you don't have any evidence of that type.
I don't have evidence that clearly says that someone from her house threw them over there. But the way the boards were positioned across the fence, it was very obvious that someone had just threw them over the fence.
Yeah, but you don't know who or how.
So I can't say that she did it. I didn't say that she did it. All I said was someone from her property had threw the boards over the fence.
Well, I don't, regretfully for you, I realize you're out a good bit of money on the tires, but without some evidence that she did it or it was somehow done for her or by someone on her behalf or due to her negligence, I don't think you can prevail on your claim.
Well, I guess I would argue the point that with the pictures of the building showing the Fleischer boards matched up what I have.
Yeah, I'm accepting that testimony. I'm accepting your testimony that the boards came off of her house.
Not for this little building, not a house.
Off the building, yeah. I'm accepting that as true in my analysis of the facts. That doesn't get you across the finish line. Merely the fact that the boards came off of her building.
See, she didn't tell you about the words she used toward me, the F word.
Well, and that's
neither here nor there.
That's not relevant to the issue of the liability for the thing. She may have, she may not have. She claims you said words that were offensive to her. None of that's relevant to the issue of liability for damage caused by the boards that came off of her house.
And
All right.
I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
say one word. Asked of him, I have girls and
You
they
have
are
what
young.
now?
I have girls and they are young. Do not take no more pictures facing my property and my girls coming outside. That's not it's not good.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know that I can prevent him from
Yeah.
taking pictures.
Yeah, but I am.
All right. Thank y'all.
Good.
And then we've got Tyrone Mays versus Lincoln Hertzberg.
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon. All right, let's see. Mr. Mays, you are the plaintiff in this matter. Tell me about it.
Yes. Well, as you stated earlier, this is an appeal from the magistrate court decision, and the reason why I'm here in front of you again today is because I didn't have the proper documents at the time, but I have gathered the proper documents that I needed to show evidence. Around May 2023, I had a vehicle, a 1991 Buick LeSabre, towed to Mr. Hertzberg address in order to do maintenance for me, and it was for a steering column done on the car. And I was gonna have him do some other things, but we wanted to start off first, with the steering column job, and then we'll go from there, see how things go. So with the steering column job itself, it should be 2-3 days, weeks top. So I kind of gave him a couple of days, a few days, and called him, and he just never got to it. It was always something, he never did it. And
Yes, he lost.
he just never fixed it, And in this case, may sound familiar to you because I was here in August,
I
President.
remember something about it. Yeah.
Yes, and like I said, I gave him a chance. He never fixed it, and what it was, after months, I was very patient with the situation. After months, I finally went down and talked with him. He was out in his yard, and it was just always something, another excuse after another. But at one point, after months had passed, I was just like, just put the car back together, and I just had it towed back to my house. Because once I came down there, I saw pieces everywhere. He had taken the steering column out, pieces across the dashboard, was in the back seat. So I personally couldn't take it like that. I couldn't, take it like that. And the amount that I was suing for, because I lost a lot of money, like paying people to take me to work. Insurance I still had on the car, thinking I'm gonna get it back within a reasonable amount of time. Had full coverage insurance, and the tow costs, and some other things that I got documents and evidence of. But prior to this situation, we never had any disagreement, misunderstanding, or anything. So I'm wondering, trying to figure out why he didn't fix the car. I mean, I just never know. But I know at one time he said something broke off in the steering column or two, a piece he had to get, so he was trying to find it. That kind of made the situation linger off a little bit longer. So once it got to the point where I was like, just put it back together, just put the car back together, let me just come on and get it. I get it. But he never did. Then once I'll say around October, that's when I filed, and so somewhere around October, I think, 2023. And so we finally come into court. But the thing is, he told the court down in magistrate court, say the reason why he didn't put the car back together is due to the fact that he heard that I wouldn't pay. But I don't know, where you get that idea from, because, like I said before, that's not me. Couldn't nobody told him that, because don't nobody know me well enough to have a car done lately that I haven't paid anybody, or I stuck anybody, or anything like that. So, and me personally, like I told you back in August, I know you said it kind of like hearsay evidence, but from a reliable source that parts were being taken off the car and sold or given away. So, being how serious this steering column is, I didn't want the car back after then. I didn't want the car. I feel comfortable. If I get the car, and even after you make your decisions in court, just say if I get the car, because he said it was together last time, but I really don't think it is.
I can anytime I want. Anytime I want. You ready? I copied that and pasted it. So anytime I want, I can make Fozzie say, "Dang it, Kathy."
Why am I hearing this again?
Because he didn't call.
Oh, that's right. He
He
hadn't been
wasn't
served in time. That's right. I
Right.
heard it. I heard one side of it, and then you.
Right.
He had not been served. That's right. I remember that.
2 hours after court.
Yeah. I remember that now. Yeah.
But even speaking of that, I escalated down to magistrate court while I wasn't here, but because I think you looked on some paperwork and showed that he was served before court.
Well-
The paperwork was not filed until after the court date
Right.
showed that he was served that day.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
All right. Let me hear your side.
I took the steering column out. I broke a couple of tools trying to take it apart to fix it. Advised him that it was to the point where the labor on it was going to be more expensive than getting another steering column. I had found a steering column online for $236. He said that was too expensive. He called me back a few days later, said he found one in another car. I need to put his steering column back together, go over to the other car, wherever that's at, take that steering column out, put his back in that car, put that car back together, and then put this steering column in his car. Now, he's not willing to pay
That's what my voicemail says right now. If you call me,
$236 for a new one. He ain't gonna pay me $400 to $600 to do all that work.
Not true.
And as a businessman, and the way I understand the laws in Georgia, I reserve the right to refuse service to anyone at any time during said services. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
But did you?
And-
I'm sorry.
So I quit working on it because I didn't see no profit in working on it. And, you know, I work on cars for a living. There ain't no profit in it. I'm not going to work on it. I mean, you sit up there on a bench because that's where you make your profit.
He paid me your salary to be here. Yeah.
If there wasn't no profit in it, you wouldn't be sitting up there.
Well, you still got the vehicle.
Yeah, it's still on my property. I asked the magistrate to have him have him get the car off property. And she told him he had 7 days to get it off property, and it's still sitting there. And magistrate was October 6th of 2023. Car's still sitting there. I mean,
Yes, sir.
It's a bunch of untruth in that. First of all, I never got served from the magistrate for me to come pick the car up. But even if pieces everywhere, and the stern column is not together, what I'm gonna do with that car?
Well, you get somebody else to put the steering column in there.
But the thing is, like I said, from a reliable source, he had sold some parts off the car, and I
From
just
a reliable
yeah,
source, that's not going to carry the day.
and I shouldn't be responsible for paying somebody to do the job that he made worse. Even with the $200 that he's saying for a stern column day, I refuse to pay. That's not true. He never gave me a price. We never got to that point about price, period.
Did you tell
So
him
that's
to go
why
get
I'm
did you tell him
baffled
to
on
go
the
get a
situation.
steering column out of another car and put your steering column in that?
And I would have paid for that. I showed my head to her because I would have paid for that. Because I found with myself and the guy, well, first of all, like I say, the $200 part never came about to me. But I did find a steering column where somebody had an old car in the yard, but they was like, put your steering wheel back in there. They wanted their steering wheel in my steering wheel in the car. If they saw me there.
How much sense is, why would anybody, if they had a car with a good steering column in it, why would they let you take that good steering column out of that car and put it in your car and then put your old one that's broken in their car? That doesn't make any sense.
It was a Savage car as well, but they had something going on with it. That's on their end. I don't know, but that was their request from me, and I just passed it on to him. And I was willing to do whatever it took for him to do that. But even if he didn't want to do it, Judge, he didn't ever tell me that he didn't want to do that. It just lingered on. He never told me to come get my car, anything like that.
Is all the parts and pieces of that car still there?
yes, sir.
Go get your car.
I lost a whole bunch of money in this
Well, I
situation.
understand that.
A whole bunch of evidence shows.
I don't
lost a
think
whole
there's
bunch of money in this
anybody alive that hasn't had a delay in getting a car worked on or repaired. That's just that's a normal thing, and the law doesn't allow you to say, well, I had to pay somebody to take me to work, I had to rent a car, I had to do this, I had to do that. The law does not provide for those kinds of damages in this kind of a situation, which is what you're trying to recover.
But Your Honor, I came into your courtroom because of his negligence to that situation.
Well, that's your allegation. He's saying that he had to have additional pieces and parts. He had to have another steering column. His testimony is you didn't want to pay for one. And quite frankly, I find it incredible and not credible that somebody else is going to let you, that you're going to pay him to take one out of another car and put that broken one back in that other car. That doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't necessarily broke though, Your Honor. They were just gonna put it back in so the car looked decent because I think they was trying to do something else with the car. They didn't just want to leave their car without a steering column in it.
In this case, I'm going to rule for the defendant. Now, how long you need to go get that car before it becomes his?
How long would it take for it to become his?
Well,
But no,
I'm asking you, what kind of time frame do you need to go get it, the car towed off of his property? Because after a certain period of time, I'm going to have to rule that you can't just leave it there in perpetuity. You got to go get it within, ordinarily, like the magistrate judge, he says the magistrate told judge is 7 days. Usually that is the kind of the rule.
yeah, I'm gonna need longer than that because I'm in a financial bind. Started behind that because I can't say when, I can't say when, but
you have 15 days to go get the vehicle off of his property or it becomes his.
okay, would you have him agree that I can just come and get the car and with no, without, I need to go on his property to get it, so I don't.
Well, yeah,
I don't
he
need
knows
no
you got to
dealing.
get a
I don't need
tow
to
truck
talk to
on
him
his
about
property to
anything.
get
I
the
have
car.
somebody to get it.
You got no
Ain't got
problem
no
with that,
problem
right?
with him coming to get the car, bring the record, whatever he's gotta do.
Right. Yeah, just take whatever,
Gotta bring
record or
12
whatever,
guys
a
to lift it
rollback
up,
or
put it
whatever.
on trailer, that's fine.
Yeah, get a rollback, a trailer, U-Haul rents trailers.
I can get it. Make it happen.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, we'll take a break for lunch. It is 12:20.
I love lunch. I love lunch. Yeah, so he didn't want to pay for the work, so he stopped working on it. That happens. That happens when you don't want to pay for the work. Oh well. Oh well. I have another one, but it's a bit long, so we'll do it tomorrow. And I have zero faith that anybody's actually going to listen to it because it's not as funny as these ones today, but it's along the same line. But that's okay. We can just chat while it plays in the background. Yep. What are the chances that he's going to get that car in the next 14 days? Tow trucks are expensive. They're really expensive. I wanted to get a tow truck for my daughter's boyfriend so that he can start this towing thing. But man, they are really, really, really expensive to buy one. That's why trucks are so expensive. It's like buying a freaking house to buy a tow truck. No, you didn't. What was the guy's name in the first case? I don't even remember the first case. I know. I know. I felt so bad though because the judge came into my stream yesterday. Yes, it was Bob. Oh man. The judge came into my stream yesterday and it wasn't a funny one like we just had today. Oh no. No, no. It was a sad one where the dad was a monster. The dad was just a monster. I'm going to say it again. Even though the dad won and the court found the dad not guilty, the dad is guilty and he's a monster. Oh, and that judge just made it all worse. Not that judge, the jury. The jury just made it so much worse for that little girl. If I had to take a wild guess, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 7:48 p.m. One of those. That's my best guess. That's as close as I can get. I know, Rebecca. You know what? You're gonna really love my next project. Are you watching the Kelly trial? It's okay if you're not. It's perfectly fine if you're not. But I also put another Kelly trial video out yesterday too. Because Fozzie said I had to put another video out. So I did. While I was streaming with Bill and making my red bubble. All right. We're gonna go to Judge Fleischer today. So I don't know. I mean, look. But you should wonder because I get confuzzled. But no, I was talking to Rebecca that time. No, you don't. Because in some of the, hold on. No, you don't. You want to know why I know this? You want to know how I know this? In some of the Kelly trial videos, I pause it and I say, "Hey, Fozzie, when you see this, let me know." And then I tell everybody, "Don't tell him. Don't you tell him what I said." You you know how many times you told me? You Mm, you're supposed to say, "Dang it, Kathy CJ." That was I tried on that one, but it's true. Yep. And the three other people that are watching it. No, there's like a solid 140 people who are always on the next one. Hold on, let me look. I put one out today. Just I don't know. During Bill's stream, so not too long ago. 41 people have viewed it so far, but there's a solid 142. I mean, nope, I'm sorry, 124 that are like on it. They're like always there, except for that one day. I don't know why. Um, what was it? It was day 8 p.m. I guess no one liked that video. I don't know why you would watch a whole trial and just skip one of them. But you know what? It's okay. You can watch it any way you want. Bill, go to sleep. No one's sleeping. Y'all need to get some sleep. You guys are gonna get burnt out. You're gonna get court burnout. You're gonna watch like sitcoms or something. I don't want that for you. I don't want that. Um, Indiana. It was Indiana. Don't tell anybody. All right. Judge Fleischer time. Is that a lawyer or a person? Oh, it's a person.
Ready to roll?
Great stream, Bill.
Okay.
Yes,
Alex,
sir.
ready? Let's roll.
Page 6, Davila, come on up.
Yasmin Davila?
Yes.
Davila, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used.
Victoria does have the voice of an angel. Yes. I bet even when she's angry, I bet even when she's furious, she's cute as hell. I bet.
Against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
On October 17, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a one motor vehicle accident at 2000 block of Forest Oaks Road in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant standing near the driver's side door of his vehicle. And the officer observed the vehicle to be completely disabled since it had crashed against a large tree. The defendant admitted to being the sole occupant and driver of the vehicle. And the officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech, a moderate odor of an alcoholic beverage, and red glossy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 6 out of 8, and the one-leg stand was 3 out of 4. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused, and a blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Okay, Ms. Davila, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a Texas driver license, ma'am? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Then you're not allowed to drive. If you don't have car insurance, you may not drive, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, I will put you in jail. Alex, she has a prior obstruction of a highway. Those are usually DWIs that are reduced to either like a reckless or a obstruction. Is this a prior DWI that was reduced? And if you can run her to see if she has any DWIs from elsewhere, please.
Yes, Your Honor, and the obstruction does not appear to be a prior DWI that was
Is it
reduced.
true obstruction?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll run her NCIC and double check for you.
Please.
Your Honor, she has no other prior DWIs or open cases.
The reason I'm asking that, ma'am, is that if I see that you had any prior contacts, I would put an interlock on your car. I'm not going to at this point, but I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming anything, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
I do.
What do you do for a living, ma'am? How old are you?
I'm 20. I'm a bartender.
You're 20?
8.
You're 28. Where do you bartend at?
Um,
At a local bar?
Heights. No, I live 30 minutes away from it.
Be careful. Temptation is high when you work in a bar. Understand, I'm not going to accept this. Oh, a beer fell into my mouth, or I slipped and fell and alcohol came. Doesn't matter. Don't consume alcohol. You understand?
I can't do the Boone trial because everybody's doing the Boone trial. So I can't. I would hate. I just really, when people come in here and I play Judge Fleischer and they're like, oh, wait till you see what this guy does or whatever. So I know that everybody's already saw it like 2 or 3 times. And then they come here and they see the same thing. But like the first clips that I showed, you didn't see them anywhere else. I know you didn't. I know that no one else played them. I know it. So, and that makes me happy that, we're seeing it together for the first time. It makes me feel like fake, like a fake if I'm showing the same thing everybody else is showing. It's like why bother? What's my purpose? Nothing. There's no purpose to that because you've already seen it. And not only that, Law Talk with Mike is covering it. There's no way I can compete against Law Talk with Mike. Not in a billion years. So, different judges for me. It's always going to be different judges for me, except for Judge Fleischer.
How much money do you make a month, man?
Say 2,000.
You married?
I'm not.
Children? Can you afford a lawyer?
Amen, sister.
Can't. No.
Let's do this. I'll have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, your expenses, all income that you have coming in from any other places, whether it be this or that. I need to know everything about you, and I'll see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer.
Michael, you should go too. You should go to bed.
We'll have you fill that out. I'm now going to also have you sign an affidavit that you're not allowed to drive until you have car insurance. And then I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. You'll eventually get with pre-job bond conditions. Then we'll have you take your signature.
Hey, you are an
Okay?
overachiever.
Please.
Look at you.
Newman? Page 14.
Go Navy. Now I know what I'm gonna wear next time I go see the judge,
Are you
guys.
Miss Newbin? Miss Newbin, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you can afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 16, 2024, the officers were dispatched to a citizen following a failure to stop and give information suspect in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant, whose vehicle had a large-sized dent in the rear quarter panel with damages that appeared to be new. The defendant's vehicle had minor dents and scratches on the left panel of the motor vehicle. The complainant stated he was driving when the defendant tried to change lanes into the lane the complainant was in, but the defendant ended up hitting the complainant instead. The complainant stated the defendant quickly drove southbound, stopped one time, and stated she would not provide information regarding an accident that had only caused some scratches and bumps. The complainant stated the defendant then drove away and the complainant followed her to an apartment complex, with the gate closing before the complainant could follow her inside. The defendant stated she was driving. She attempted to get over to the far left lane. The complainant was on the phone and not paying attention, and she hit the complainant, causing minor scratches and dents. The defendant stated the complainant looked crazy, so she did not stop and kept driving into other parking lots to avoid the complainant. The defendant stated there were only minor damages, so she should not have to provide information. The damage was approximately $200.
Okay. Ms. Newbin, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? You are not allowed to drive. I am making that a condition of your bond. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? If you want to drive, all I'm asking you to do is follow the law, get a license, get liability insurance, and then I'll let you drive. But if I find that you drive in violation of this, there's going to be a heavy, heavy toll. Do you understand?
Look at everybody in this chat, Kay. They're protecting all of us every day. They're going to be protecting all of us. That's awesome.
What do you do for a living now?
Hairstylist,
How much money do you make a month?
around 2,500.
Do you have
Now
any
you know
children?
how I feel.
How many children do you have? Do you get support for the kids? You want to apply for an appointed lawyer? Okay, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. She's gonna give you an application for a court appointed lawyer. I need you to fill out everything for me and be honest, and I'll see whether you qualify. After that, I'll have you take a seat. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, right? Okay? Please.
Page 6, Cruz Mendoza, family speaker.
Good morning,
Hi,
yeah.
Irma. How are you?
Good, good, how are you?
Your timing is impeccable. You ready? Let's go. Do you want a second to talk to him first?
Just the Raymond, right?
No,
If I had a nickel for every time someone told me my timing was impeccable. Impeccable.
I haven't done it yet.
Okay, let's just do it.
Do you want to, you want to wait?
We're good. We're
You're
good.
good?
I've already
Okay.
spoken.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Cruz Mendoza. Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 16th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop for the defendant impeding traffic and for an improper turn. The defendant was the sole occupant and operator of the motor vehicle. Upon contact, the officer observed the defendant with red, watery, bloodshot eyes, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and poor balance. The defendant appeared confused and was unable to tell the officer where she was coming from. The defendant advised he consumed 4 12-ounce Corona beers and 1 40-ounce Corona beer prior to operating the vehicle. 9 open containers of 12-ounce Corona beers were located inside the motor vehicle, all cold to the touch.
3 Mile Island is right down the road from me. I was here when back, was it the 70s or the early 80s? I think it was the 70s when it was gonna melt down, and we stayed. We stayed where we were. So I asked my mom, I don't know, a couple years ago, I'm like, why the heck did you stay when you knew that 3 Mile Island was about to melt down? Why did you stay? Why did you have us stay? She goes, oh, it was fine. It was nothing. No, it's the nuclear reactors, 3 Mile Island. We have nuclear reactors in 3 Mile Island, and back in the 70s, we almost had a Chernobyl incident. It was so close, and we should have left. And I don't really think we could have like driven far enough away at that point. But she was like, oh no, they were fine.
Drinking while he's driving? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN was 6 out of 6. Walk and turn 8 out of 8. One leg stand 0 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to grab. The results were 0.138 and 0.14.
Mr. Cruz Mendoza, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I would hope that you recognize it's elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. And I'm going to tell you now that in and of itself is a minimum of 5 days in jail to any sentence that you get. What is your immigration status in this country? Are you here with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
I
Think.
don't know, piense.
Don't tell him, Enrique. I
No
want
me
him to
diga,
think.
Enrique. Quiero que lo piense.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso. Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Acaso usted va a la cárcel? Deportation.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
You will get an immigration detainer. You will be stuck like Chuck in jail until this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration, where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. And I'm going to tell you now, if you do anything close to anything more than 4 hours in custody, they will put a detainer on you. Do you understand? I'm putting conditions on your bond now. And if I find that you violate them in any way, I will put you in jail and you will not get any more PR bonds. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you are not to drive. I am now making that a condition of your bond. Do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol and kind of drugs, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds. I didn't have any pride either, guys, Alex.
No, you're right.
I have a great
Ok,
lawyer.
usted tiene un gran
It
abogado.
is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Ramirez, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
A ver, orden de arresto.
Not if he keeps throwing it in the trash can by accident.
Do you understand?
¿Me entiende?
I'm gonna tell you now that I will do everything in my power to protect this county.
Ah,
I will protect this county at all costs. This is the only warning that you are going to get from us, so I hope that you heed it. There will be no more for you.
Es que no va a haber otra.
I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. After that, I'll get you to Victoria, where we'll have you sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pretrial for your bond conditions, and after that, you guys are free to go. Be safe when you're out there and make good decisions.
Cuidado cuando andas allá afuera.
Judge, I've asked
Tomar buenas
the state to
decisiones.
sign a standard discovery order for your execution. I don't know what's that.
I'll sign it for you, Nikki. Okay.
Pase para acá.
Judge, just for the record, the state's refused to sign it, so I'm writing refused on here
Really?
and submitting it to the court for execution, implementation. Thank you.
Judge, I'm not refusing.
Sign it then. Sign it.
Hold on. Generally, these discovery orders state as the police signs the order that the judge will sign. I'm just not agreeing to the motion. I'm
Okay.
not refusing to sign.
Got it. It's not a big deal. I'll sign it for you, and I got it for you.
Yeah, spicy.
Mr. Steed, Your Honor. Page 19.
My family has Air Force. My uncle was intelligence in the Air Force.
Ernest
Yes.
Javon Steed.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Steed, you're charged with violation of a bond condition or protective order. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On October 2nd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated that the defendant came to her apartment and rang the doorbell. The complainant has footage of the defendant from the doorbell camera showing him outside her apartment door trying to talk to her through the camera. On June 5th, 2024, the court issued a protective order which states the defendant is prohibited from coming within 200 feet of the complainant's residence, and the order is in full effect until June 5th, 2026. The defendant was given notice on May 31st, 2024 of the application of the order and was in a Zoom video on the date of the hearing.
Is this from the 280?
Yes, Your Honor.
The domestic violence court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know if he has any open cases now anywhere else?
Excuse me, Kelly, it is not 7 o'clock. So we get you for one more hour before Chekhov can have you. You let him know I said that.
You mind checking?
I'll run. And yes, Your Honor. No open cases, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Steed, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I want you to understand that the Texas Constitution does not allow me, but in extremely limited circumstances, to hold someone at no bond, zero bond. This is one of those cases that if we put conditions on your violation of protective order and you violate these conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond until this case is over with. And I will do that in a heartbeat to protect every single person of this county. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm not asking much. I'm just asking you don't have any contact with this person. Don't go near within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. If you violate it again, you know what's going to happen. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you see a mark that's been granted on this one? I want to make you aware of one more thing, that I'm going to enter, and if there's not a protective order now, other than the one in there, I'm going to enter in a new one right now. And if you violate the protective order again, you will be charged with a third-degree felony, looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary, because a second or subsequent violation of protective order, that's a third-degree felony, and you're looking at a lot of time in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No means no. Doesn't mean maybe, doesn't mean she call me, ask me to come over. Just no means no. That's it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm entering in what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. Magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies Brianna Ford
Easy for
as
you
a
to say.
protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works, and you cannot be in possession of a weapon. Do you understand? No one can authorize you to violate this statute. So if she were to call you and say, hey man, come on over, let's talk about this, and you go to that address listed in here, you're still in violation. So just don't have any contact with the person. Don't go over there and you'll be fine.
Sir.
What do you do for a living?
Photographer, and I do Uber as well.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi.
How long?
I'm back
have
and
you-
forth.
What's the domicile? Where do you live?
I live in Houston, but I do a lot of photography in Mississippi, so I kind of go back and forth on the weekends.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes.
Have car insurance in your name?
Yes.
Okay. As long as you have car insurance in your name and you have a license, and you may continue to drive, just don't violate this protective order.
Yes, sir.
We are going to give you time for you to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you come up here, sign the protective order. We'll give you a copy of the protective order. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while I get your bond conditions for you, no contact, no weapons. After you sign it, you'll be free to go. All right? Come on. Can you file no contact, no weapons, please? Any THA?
There was I think a 10-year gap between the
Lori
DWIs,
smile?
which is
That's all I want to see.
high for someone who would have a problem. But we would plead to,
So that begs the question, how many times have you not been?
I don't know, I've never bought into the statistic that like the person who gets arrested is on his 10th DWI.
Statistics can be manipulated to achieve any purpose. 23% of people know that.
This is true. I will say for my favorite statistic, did you know that half the people you meet are below average intelligence? What's great about that? It's a true statistic.
Yeah. So what do you want to do with more?
So
It's not all. If you want more time.
oh no, we've got everything in. We've got an agreement worked out. I just wanted to confirm it with you. We're gonna
Yes,
do.
absolutely.
All right, we're gonna sign up today for DWI first probation. I'm gonna file.
That didn't make Lori smile. I don't think we're going to see Lori smile anytime soon. Come on, Lori, you can do it. Go into Discord and talk to us.
Bond available on the felony, so this is the only thing that's holding.
Alex, what's going on with the felony case with Mr. Galindo?
In the felony case right now, there are two offers on it. There's a 5-year deferred and a 2-year TDC offer on there. And as of now, that's all we have. With legs. All right, come on, Wales.
Morning, Mr. Huey. How's jail?
Cold.
Yeah, that's true. It's cold, dark, smells. That's right. Your lawyer has asked for me to give you a PR bond. Why would I do that? You don't come to court. We give you a PR bond, you go back on the street, and then do whatever you want. You don't come back to court.
I'll make it this time, I promise.
Uh-huh. We've heard that before, Mr. Huey. Uh-huh. We've heard that before, Mr. Huey. He's asked for me to give you a PR bond. The only way I'm going to let you out is if you have a place to go to. I'm not letting you out to the street. If you have a place to go to, that someone's going to take you in and let you sleep there. And one of the conditions of your bond will be that you go to this place and that you stay there. I don't want you roaming the streets. Nothing good happens on the streets. How old are you? Oof.
Order in the court.
The hard living 42, man. You don't look 42. And I'm going to tell you, living on the streets, 15 years will pass in the blink of an eye. When you're 50, you're going to look like you're 120 because that's the hard living on the street. And I'm not done with that. And it's not going to happen here. So if you can find a place that's willing to take him in and that's willing to keep him there for an extended period, meaning that he stays there for most of the day and just roam the street and use him. If I drug test you now, what are you going to test positive for?
Yeah, probably not. I'll be honest, probably not. Marijuana, and that's it.
What else?
That's it, marijuana.
I don't believe that. What else, Mr. Huey? If you're not honest with me, I'm not giving you a PR bond.
Silence in the court.
I did PCP 2 weeks ago.
Stop. It's ruining your life.
Yes, sir.
I don't see what the fascination of PCP is, man. Reach out, see who you can find out, who he's got in his life, who's ready to take him in, and then we'll talk. But if you find someone, I'm down, but not to the street.
Your Honor, if I'm unable to find someone, are you open to us approaching on
It's
it?
open to anything, of course. You know,
If he does elect to accept the plea offer from the district attorney and do the time served, is that?
I'm going to tell you this, Mr. Huey, now that I'm done with catch and release. And I'm done with the fact that you continue to pick up cases and then get out of here on time served. This is not a revolving door. So if you're someone who's going to continue to catch cases and get into jail, I'm going to have you TRAS. And if they recommend residential treatment, that's what we're going to do. So no more of this catch and release. Do you understand? Okay. All right. You let me know. Okay.
And Your Honor, just so you know, I do have the answer about this phone situation.
Okay. We'll talk. Okay.
For getting guy in there.
So first thing I want to do is, and did we have a TRAS yet?
No.
Let's do that first. I want to see how we go forward with him. I want to know what's going on specifically with his life. And depending on how honest he is and what they say, we'll talk about doing some kind of treatment and a release for treatment. And we use jail as a sanction. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I want him to get treatment and we'll use jail as a kind of the proverbial carrot, you know?
Okay.
So first things first, let me have him TRAS to see which way we go. And then we'll talk
Oh, Jesus. The judge just said carrot. Fozzie's hyperventilating.
get the results, which hopefully we can have it by mid next week.
Okay.
Because we'll TRAS him within, there's no way today, right? Monday, you think? Monday or Tuesday. I don't want you to burn any bridges, you know? We'll expedite it so it gets done quick. So he's not going to sit there for a week.
So I'll just get a setting for next week.
Get it for maybe next Wednesday. We should hopefully have the results then, and then let him know to be honest, because if he's not honest and it comes back and it's little bunny jumping in the woods, I'm going to send him back to do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. And I do know he has a place to go. Like his sister's a teacher and I've spoken with her before. So
Will
he
she
will-
take him?
yes, that's at least.
You were sure?
Yeah, well, that's what he told me. I've not spoken with her about that.
There's a big, yeah, because,
Yeah.
you know, before we release him, I want to also know that he's not on the street, huh? Okay, who else? What else?
Then I also have Timothy Smart, and he's in custody as well. He's going to seek a PR bond on this one. I did have him psych tested and came back competent. So he does have he says he has a place to.
He never appears. He doesn't even come to court.
Okay.
Bond is a 7503 because he doesn't show up.
Okay.
Taken off. 1, 2. We gave him a general order bond 6/29/24. Then we gave him a PR bond on 7/18/24, and then we gave him yet another PR bond on 9/1/24. And he has not shown up any of those times. So
Understood.
who else?
That's it. Yeah.
Find out what's going on with him. Is he on the street as well?
Yes.
You know,
Because he does have a place to stay, has a friend that lives near Navigation that he can stay with.
I can't. I mean, it's his fourth trespass on the prior assault that we had with him early
I think
last year.
It was dismissed.
2004. So he never shows up. If you want, I can tell him to, you know, we can bring out and I can talk to him if you want.
No, so I'll speak with him. I'll let him know. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get his, because I just received the discovery on his case. So I'll just set it probably for next week.
Sure. Okay.
All right, great. Thank you, Judge.
Morning, Judge.
Hey.
Doing pretty good. So,
What's new with your guy?
what's that?
What's new with your guy?
Which one?
Or Ben, right?
Oh, yeah, no.
Are you here on him?
Yeah,
or-
no, I'm not here on him. And by the way, I'm happy to announce he's doing great. Yeah, living that sober life, man. So, you know. I am here on a DWI second that's on the docket tomorrow, and I have to be in Galveston. And I'm asking if I could possibly I guess I'll go ahead and just get the reset today and then just have him
And
show up
Okisto?
tomorrow.
Guys, this has an open container allegation. Are you abandoning the open container allegation? Catalan Rivas, because that would make it a minimum of 5 days. Mr. Catalan Rivas, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. There's an allegation that you had an open container in the vehicle. As a result, that makes it a minimum of 5 days in jail as opposed to just 3 days in jail. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. This will go on your record. If you were ever pulled over in a car, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? Even if you have the slightest smell of alcohol on your breath and you get pulled over, they're probably going to charge you with a second offense. And there will be a lot of jail time. What we're doing today, there's a minimum of 30 days from now on. Do you understand? I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because you're risking your life. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive. What did I just say?
No maneje. Not to drive.
You do.
Si lo hace.
Officer's going to pull you over. They're going to put you right in jail. because driving without a license is a Class B misdemeanor, just like a DWI. Do you understand? Okay. About the fines and fees, Victor.
Your Honor, if we could waive those fees, Your Honor, he doesn't have too much money saved up to be able to pay all these fees, Judge. He doesn't have a driver's license at this point either. So in the future, if he were able to get some sort of immigration status, then this would obviously follow him around.
What your lawyer is asking me to do is to quash $3,500 worth of fines and fees and surcharges that you would normally otherwise have to pay. What do you do for a living?
Paint, trabajo en la fiberglass restoration.
Fiberglass restoration?
18-wheeler truck, big truck.
Full time?
¿Trabaja tiempo completo?
Y cuando tengo, sí, pero.
When there is work, yes.
Mr. Catalan Rivas, I want you to understand something and let me be very clear to you that I'm going to do this for you now, but it's not going to happen again. The next time, if you come back with another DWI, instead of it being $3,500, it's going to be around $6,000 to $7,000 that you're going to owe.
Judge, I might need you to quash some of my bills, please. Please do it.
Not to
Yeah,
mention
help me
all
out.
the jail time that you will be required to do. All we are asking you to do is think when you're out there. If you've had anything to drink, don't get into a car. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, sir. We'll have you sign all your paperwork and good luck to you. You can run.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Thanks, Victor, of course. Yeah. Hi, James.
Morning,
What's up,
Judge.
man? Talking to her, please.
I'm gonna talk to them real quick, and then we'll get a reset out here, and I'll talk to her about it.
Honey,
Hi, Judge.
hey, come on up.
We are ready for the plea of Mr. Moorhead.
Coming up, Mr. Moorhead.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Arms by your side. Whatever he asks you, answer truthfully, but briefly. All right.
Mr. Moorhead, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement that they're going to reduce your case to a first. That avoids you from having to do 5 days in jail. That's why that is important. So I want you to understand, even though it gets reduced to a first, that's still 2 DWIs on your records. What happens on the next one?
He's wanting you to say.
You know how many times I hear that every day? Take a guess.
Every time that you're asked.
Every person that comes here, for every case that we have, on every week and every day of these 3,000 clients that we so-called have here, everyone says that. And the problem is that you never know when something catastrophic is going to happen in your life. Someone cheats on you, someone dies, and it makes you do.
I'm pretty sure we know when something catastrophic is going to happen in our lives. It's every day, every single day. Hey, Anna, be prepared, guys. Something catastrophic is going to happen today.
Something that you normally wouldn't do. The problem is that the law doesn't care. They still see too.
And it's going to cost $700.
And whatever happens in your life, even if you have a sip of alcohol and you get into a car and you get pulled over, all they care about is your record and how you look. And then now they're going to charge you with a felony DWI. And now you'll be facing 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. And I'm going to tell you, you don't have to be falling down piss ass drunk where you urinated all over yourself. It doesn't matter. The slightest smell of alcohol with a little glazed eyes and your record, we're looking at a lot of time in prison. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to impart to you is that even if you have a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because it's a humongous risk every time you drive. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial. right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are immigration issues. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this offense and you accept the probation, you cannot change this. It will reflect as a conviction until the day you die. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will find you guilty and I will follow the agreement. As far as I see, is it 1 year or is it?
It should be 6 months probated for 1 year.
So it's 180 days in jail to be probated for 1 year. As part of the agreement, you will do a repeat offender DWI education class.
They make you do things when you go there.
It's similar to a class that, it's just a little bit more intensive because it's a second offender class.
2 victim impact panels. A TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what conditions you may need. If they say that you need intensive outpatient treatment, you must fulfill that as well. No drugs, alcohol, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you were in a car and you get pulled over and an officer asks you to submit to a breath sample, you must take it. If you don't, you're in violation of the probation. You must also have a guardian interlock as well. Is this how you understand the conditions?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will find you guilty and I will send it to you the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 1 year.
As per our conversation earlier, Judge, I'll file the occupational today or tomorrow
Does
morning.
he have an interlock now?
Yeah, he already has the interlock.
Understand that we lead the nation in DWI fatalities. So officers, they don't care if you're not pissed drunk. They don't just, if they smell alcohol, they see 2 DWIs in your record, they're going to make the assumption and they're just going to take you down. That's why it's so much easier. One button, $20 will take you anywhere you want to go in the city. Call Uber. They should be your best friend.
My client, Judge, had unfortunate circumstances which led to him having to drive in this instance.
But the problem is that if you kill a 2-year-old kid, those unfortunate circumstances, no one cares about your unfortunate circumstances. All they care is the dead body on the side of the road. You know that I had a lady once I represented many moons ago, found that her husband was cheating on her in their bed, caught them in the bed, in the act. So she goes out and decides, you know what? That stupid MF, she goes to the club, picks up the first person she can find in spite to try to cheat on, gets in the car, gets loaded at the club, takes off, and over there on it was Hillcroft and Gessner, runs a light, kills the guy. She's now in prison, doing a very lengthy sentence. What happened to make you do whatever it was? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the sky fell, your grandmother died, your spouse cheated. None of that matters. What matters is the end result. And that's why I try to impart to you how important that is so that you realize that. Because we don't want to see you in prison, you know. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, well, hold on a second. We also need the fines and fees and surcharges. So what do you do for a living, sir?
There's a DPS surcharge and he has to determine whether or not you can afford to pay it. So he's going to ask you a few financial questions.
What do you do for a living?
I'm retired.
Okay, from what?
The Army and from Exxon Research.
So you had a pretty good job while you were.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm hired, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll be required to pay the fines and fees and surcharges, and I'll give him 2 years to pay, so it'll end up being like $150, $120 a month. But it's reduced to a first, so it's $3,000 plus the court cost, and then 2 years to pay. All right, sir, best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Have a seat, Mr. Moorhead. Probation's going to need you in a moment. I got your notice on Mr. Mendoza. I think, so there was a bond condition and then he came to court and you required him to pee. And I think he tested positive the day he came to court. I think the BVR is, the way I read it anyway, is he tested positive the day he came to court. which I
Okay, Miss Abraham.
This is a bit of a roller coaster.
Miss Abraham.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. I'm here.
Okay, I am here with everyone.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
TV's.
let me see if I can, sometimes it works, sometimes they don't. Let me see if we can work this time.
Why are they so
Can
moody?
you hear me? Can you
Everyone
hear
in my
me, Your
life.
Honor?
The TVs are moody. I'm sorry, ma'am? I'm trying to
Can
get
you
the
hear me, sir?
TVs to work so that he can see you.
Okay.
You give me a brief rendition of what happened. Alex?
Yes, Judge. Yeah. So briefly, it says in May of 2024, officers were dispatched to the residence in Harris County, Texas, and the witness advised that she and her mother bought new locks for their bedrooms and needed help installing them, so they hired a handyman. And the handyman was addressing the mother and not the father, and this caused the father to get upset and cause a verbal dispute between him and her mother. And the verbal dispute escalated, and the father walked up to the mother and ended up face to face with her, where he raised his right hand with an open palm and told her, "I am going to hit you." And that's when the mother stated that, or I'm sorry, the daughter stated she stepped in between her father and her mother to prevent her mother from being hit. And then the witness contacted the police and added that this has also happened in the past. And in this case, yes, sir, that's what we have.
This is Panam Palam, right? Panam Palam? That's what we're talking about?
Yes, sir. And to be clear, in this case, the complainant is the mother and the daughter is the witness, and then the defendant is the father that was mentioned in that summary.
The translator looks like she's a little
Okay,
ill.
so Miss Abraham, I'm gonna start going through everything and hopefully we'll see if the TV start working. Mr. Panam
Yes, sir.
Palam.
Yes, sir.
We're charged with harassment. Okay, ma'am, if you
பாருங்க, உங்க வந்துட்டு நீங்க வீட்ல வந்துட்டு சண்டை போட்டீங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
ஆமா.
கேக்குதா பணப்பழங்காரு?
ஆமா,
சார் உங்களுக்கு இப்ப கேக்குதா நான் சொல்றது?
கேக்குதுண்ணா.
We're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. She froze.
வீட்ல சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
Okay.
I can't see to hear his response.
You're cutting out a lot, Miss Abraham.
I'm sorry. Is this better, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
So you were charged.
பணப்பழங்காரங்க, நீங்க வந்துட்டு வீட்ல சண்டை போட்டிருக்கீங்கன்னு சொல்லிருக்காங்க.
Okay.
Did you tell him that he's facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine?
கேக்குதா நான் சொல்றது உங்களுக்கு?
கேக்குதுண்ணா.
நீங்க வந்துட்டு வீட்ல சண்டை போட்டிருக்கீங்கன்னு சொல்றாங்க.
ஆமா.
Yes, I did have a altercation at home.
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for 1 day.
Your Honor, you're breaking up too. Could you repeat that for me again, please?
They have worked out an agreement where they're offering him 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that he has done.
உங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு 3 நாள் ஜெயில் கொடுத்திருக்கிறதுக்கு அக்ரிமெண்ட் போட்டிருக்காங்க.
ஓகே.
பரவாயில்லையா உங்களுக்கு அது?
நான் போனேன்.
போறீங்களா?
நான் இருந்தேன் நான் 2-3 days.
What did he say?
நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க எனக்கு கேட்க மாட்டேங்குது. மறுபடியும் சொல்லுங்க.
3 days.
என்ன சொன்னீங்க?
இல்ல அவங்க என்னைய ஜெயில வச்சவங்க 3 days.
என்ன சொன்னீங்க?
என்ன ஜெயில
போறேன்னு சொல்றீங்களா இல்லையான்னு சொல்றீங்களா?
இல்ல நான் போறேன்.
He's not completing sentences, Your Honor.
Sorry?
போறேன்னு சொல்றீங்களா?
ஆமா.
He's not completing his sentences. ஜட்ஜ் சொல்றாங்க உங்களுக்கு 3 நாள் ஜெயில் போட்டுருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்றாங்க. அது நீங்க ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா?
ஆமா ஒத்துக்கிறேன்.
Tell him please that the sentence is complete today.
Okay.
However, he will end up with a conviction on his record. Please.
அந்த 3 நாள் ஜெயில் சென்டென்ஸ் வந்துட்டு முடிஞ்சிடுது. ஆனா உங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ல வந்துட்டு அது இருக்கும். நீங்க இப்படி ஜெயில் போயிருக்கீங்கன்னு ஒரு எழுதி இருக்கும். பரவாயில்லையா?
பரவாயில்லை.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
From now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail.
இப்போ நீங்க உங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு 30 நாள் ஜெயில் போறதுக்கு சம்பாவனம் இருக்கு.
ஆமா.
Okay.
Okay.
Give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement.
உங்க வந்துட்டு நீங்க என்ன பண்ண முடியுமோ அது நிறைய நீங்க இந்த அக்ரிமெண்ட் இந்த ஒப்பந்தம் உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சதுன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு நிறைய ரைட்ஸ் இருக்காது, நிறைய உரிமை இருக்காது.
Okay.
பரவாயில்லையா?
பரவாயில்லை.
I'm good with that too.
You're telling me that you don't want to go to trial.
நீங்க சொல்றீங்க உங்களுக்கு இந்த கேஸ் வந்துட்டு கோர்ட்டுக்கு எடுக்காம இருக்கணும் நீங்க பாக்குறீங்க இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
Yes, I'm trying not to go to trial.
You do not want to confront and cross-examine your accusers.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that again, Your Honor?
He does not
Please.
want to confront and cross-examine his accusers.
So உங்களுக்கு வந்து யார் சொல்லிருக்காங்களோ நீங்க இந்த தப்பு பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்ட்டு அவங்க கிட்ட வந்துட்டு நீங்க பேசி கேள்வி கேட்கறதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு தேவையில்லைன்னு சொல்றீங்க.
ஆமா. அதை ஒத்துக்கொள்றேன்.
அப்படிதானே?
Yeah.
Is he a citizen of the United States?
I agree to that.
Yeah.
நீங்க நீங்க அமெரிக்காக்கு சிட்டிசனா?
ஆமா.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
If you are not, there are consequences.
You're not.
Yeah, if he's not a citizen, there are immigration consequences.
இப்படி இதனால உங்க இமிகிரேஷனுக்கு வந்துட்டு ஏதாவது கஷ்டம் வரலாம், உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் இல்லையா? இது உங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ல போனா உங்க இமிகிரேஷன் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் உங்க சிட்டிசன்ஷிப் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் வந்துட்டு எஃபெக்ட் ஆகலாம். தெரியும்? Yes, I understand.
You can be deported, excluded from the country, or denied naturalization.
உங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு இந்த ஊர்ல சிட்டிசன்ஷிப் உங்க சிட்டிசன்ஷிப் எடுத்துக்கலாம், இல்லைன்னா உங்களுக்கு திருப்பி இந்தியாக்கு அனுப்பிச்சு விட்டுடலாம். அது கூட ஆகிறதுக்கு சான்ஸ் உண்டு, சம்பவம் உண்டு. பரவாயில்லையா? I'm fine with that
You
too.
also give up the right to appeal.
நீங்க மறுபடியும் இந்த கேஸ் சண்டை போடுறதுக்கு கூட முடியாது.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
I understand that. I agree.
Once you plead guilty, the conviction will go on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life.
நீங்க ஒரு வாட்டி இவங்க குடுக்குற ஜட்ஜ்மெண்ட் நீங்க
She can't be in the courtroom because this is this isn't just a Hindi interpreter. She's a special dialect. It starts with a T. I can't remember what it is. And I don't, they might not have any in Houston. Although Houston is pretty big, they might. But they called into the interpreter line because, they might not have anybody there.
எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா அது உங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ல எப்பவுமே இருக்கும். அது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும் இல்லையா? Yes, I understand that.
You can never come back at a later date and try to challenge or change this.
அப்புறம் வந்துட்டு இந்த இப்படி ரெக்கார்ட்ல எனக்கு இருக்கு, அது வந்துட்டு நான் மறுபடி சண்டை போடணும், நான் கோர்ட்டுக்கு போகணும், அதை உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல முடியாது உங்களுக்கு மறுபடி.
ஆமா, ஒத்துக்கொள்றேன்.
Yes, I understand and I agree.
Okay, how do you plead to the charge of harassment? Guilty or not guilty?
So வீட்ல இந்த சண்டை போடுறது பத்திக்கு நீங்க ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா? அந்த சண்டை நடந்தது என்ன ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா இல்லைன்னா நடக்கல என்ன சொல்றீங்களா?
ஒத்துக்கொள்றேன், சண்டை நடந்தது.
I agree that I agree. I plead guilty.
Okay, I will find you guilty, sentence you to the punishment, and I will roll your car costs so you won't owe anything.
So உங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு கோர்ட்டுக்கு எந்த காசு கொடுக்க தேவையில்லை, ஆனா உங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ல மட்டும் போகும். சரியா?
ஆமா, ஒத்துக்கொள்றேன்.
I agree to that.
I agree to that.
Do you have any questions?
ஏதாவது கேள்வி இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு கேக்குறதுக்கு? No, I don't.
No, I don't have anything. Any question?
You don't want probation?
I don't have any questions.
No.
உங்களுக்கு probation வேணுமா இல்லனா இவ்வளவு நாளுக்கு எந்த தப்பு பண்ணாம இருந்தா அந்த கேஸ் வந்துட்டு டிஸ்மிஸ் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது வேணுமா உங்களுக்கு?
டிஸ்மிஸ் பண்ணலாம், நான் சந்தோஷம்.
If there is an option to have my case dismissed.
What other offers
be
do
very
you have,
happy.
Alex?
In this case, we have just the time served, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all the time we have. Time to go. Thanks for. I'm joking.
I don't know. That's something that you would have to speak to see if there are any other offers.
State has not offered anything else, Your Honor, other than time served.
Ask, you may welcome to ask, perhaps they will give you a different one.
Ask our chief, Michael Haddad. He will be the.
Would like to ask the chief perhaps
Get
for
back and come back.
an intervention program. Perhaps that would be something that they would be willing to offer, where it would be a dismissal if he completes it. Some, you can ask and see.
Can I just step back?
Take your time. There's no rush. And look, we don't have to do this today. If they offer you something like that, we give you time. It's old, but it's not too terribly old, so we can always give you more time.
Sure.
And we're
I'll
happy
be
to.
right back.
Take your time. Mr. Panalpa, please just take a seat momentarily. Okay, do not leave. Don't leave. Ms. Abraham, hang tight for me 1 second, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
No problem, Judge. I'll wait.
Ms. Mueller. Hey.
Spoken again with Mr. Huey. He's hopeful that his mother will return the call. So we'd like to just roll it for tomorrow. And I'll also speak with our social workers at the MAC and see if they can find a place that will pick him up and take him in.
You know what? Let's do this. Hold on. His last name is Huey, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's look in his paperwork and let me see if I have a different phone number for you.
Yeah, Nan. Hey, Nan. Would you like to describe the website that you were introduced to yesterday during the judge's stream? Did you did you set up an account? Come on, did you set up an account? I know you found the website and you had to look at it for at least 30 minutes just to make sure you were seeing what you think you were seeing.
And are you ready, Judge, for the plea?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Lies, Pinocchio.
This is the background. I'm waiting.
The only one I have is Church of the Transfiguration. I don't have anyone else in the waiting room. Serenity now. You want to try to call real quick?
Bonjour. Oh my gosh. CJ, can you please say happy birthday to Charlotte in French for me? CJ, please, please, please. Is that happy birthday? I don't think that's happy birthday. No, it's not. Come on, CJ. Come on, come on. Don't make me Google it. Google sucks. En français. CJ, en français. Do I remind anybody of anybody typing with a microphone on? It's all right, CJ. We'll just wait. Oh, can you say that to yourself for me? And then give yourself a hug from me too. Thank you. Everybody get in Discord and wish Charlotte happy birthday. Not in Discord, in comments and in Discord. Do it both. Charlotte, CJ's Charlotte's birthday. That's from all of us. Those words, the way she said it, in the right accent. My bad. It's also Allie's birthday, but she's not here.
But it worked. Yes, thank you.
We're waiting for the interpreter to come back. They got disconnected in all the time that passed.
Judge, the problem is her time was up at 12, and that's probably why she logged out. So we're trying to see if she has anything else scheduled, so she can log back on.
You couldn't tell us, hey, man, I gotta go in 10 minutes.
She's been here since 10, and council showed up at like 11:30.
Well, that's okay. They have stuff, but I mean, at least give us a heads up that you can only be here till noon.
I agree for sure. But booked her for 2 hours, so I think that's what the issue is. She logged on.
We may have to redo it again.
Yeah, and I got late because I was.
It's
on
okay.
45.
Look,
I had a flight.
it's not a big deal, really. I know you're busy. It doesn't matter. It's not you. It's them. But it's already 12:30. It's really for his benefit, you know? You want to do it again next week?
இன்னைக்கு இப்போ அந்த டிரான்ஸ்லேட்டர் போயிட்டாங்க வீட்டுக்கு. அந்த டிரான்ஸ்லேட்டர் இல்ல. அடுத்த வாரத்துல வரலீங்களா நீங்க முடியுமா?
But, you know, please let him know it's for his benefit, huh?
ஜட்ஜ் சொல்றாங்க உங்க பெனிஃபிட்காக டிரான்ஸ்லேட்டர் இருந்தா தான் நல்லா இருக்கும். இல்ல உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சாக டிரான்ஸ்லேட் பண்ணுவாங்க.
Okay. Next week or the week after, whatever you guys want. Doesn't matter to me.
Can I just get my calendar?
Sure, of course. Do you have any other law
There's
enforcement?
one more on page 23, Velasquez, set for arraignment failed to appear, 2 bonds posted.
Yeah. Caramba. 1750. Was this who Joe came in and withdrew from?
Yeah, he had signed on back in 2020.
Wow.
So
Okay.
The next week I've got court hearings in San Antonio.
The following week?
The week after.
Sure, of course. So don't get her here now. We'll do it in 2 weeks. Don't worry about it.
The week after would 8th, the Friday be okay, November?
Oh, any day but Friday, because arraignments we have. Any day but Friday, it doesn't matter. If you want 3 weeks, you can have 3 weeks.
Refund, sure.
The week after.
Okay, whatever day you want, except for Friday. Done.
Oh, Judge, she's trying to get it now.
Oh.
It's my
I
oldest
don't-
daughter's birthday today, too.
I just have Church of the Transfiguration. That's all I have in the waiting room. I don't think that's right.
Earlier, she at least said interpreter on it.
Right, she put interpreter last time.
And it had her name and then it said interpreter right behind.
And I knew that we were waiting for an interpreter, so that's why I let her in, but so.
She said she's trying to get it. but-
Maybe she's in the wrong room. I guess send her an email that we don't see her. On that one case, 10,002 though.
How much did you say? 15, no?
No, 10,002.
I will tell her. Don't worry, guys. There's a reason why we're just twiddling our thumbs waiting right now.
I have a motion for, guys, I have a motion for continuance that you guys have filed on the Pimental.
For Lawrence, this is a case that's set for Tuesday, next Tuesday. So we found out that there's portions of the body worn camera that are in Spanish, particularly witness and defendant statements. We've requested that those be translated, but unfortunately we'll be asking for a continuance in this
Have you
case.
had one before? A continuance?
No, Judge, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, if you have not had a continuance, I'll give you one, but that's it. After the one continuance, when you burn one, that's it. Yeah, but if you want one, sure. Have you let defense know though as well?
I've been trying to get in touch with Mr. Brooks. It's not Brooks is the defense on the case.
Okay.
I've been trying to get in touch with him for several days and not been successful, but I will keep trying.
Well, we can also try to send him an email as well, let him know, because we need him to pick a new date, right?
Judge, the only issue with the date is for the translation request. They are the new policy for the
30 days, right?
75.
What?
Yes, Judge.
75?
I'm not sure why that is their policy. They won't even do it unless you get a 75-day reset. So that's what the state will be.
All right, well, I guess let's wait for lot,
Yes, sir.
see what they say. Okay, but that's it, one. Okay, for sure. We have other cases set though for trial, right? I think so. For Tuesday?
For next week, Judge?
Yeah,
We've worked them all out, so
really?
there shouldn't be any now.
Okay, got it. I thought we had a jail case.
I
Could have sworn we had a jail case that was
think that was with DVD and I think
Judge, that was this past week. It was set on the 22nd and
Okay.
I believe it was dismissed.
Okay, so no more trial cases for next week then, Ramon, I guess.
There's Rob, there,
No.
and I'm filing a dismissal on that one today, and that's the only one.
Okay, before I grant the continuance, I want to make sure to get defense's position. I'm okay with giving you the continuance. I just want to see if they have any kind of objection to it. And then,
Yes, Judge.
yeah. Yeah, man, she in the wrong place.
We're working on it.
I mean, I don't know if. Do you want me to call him?
No, I already did it. They said she was trying to log on, so that's fine. I'll just reset it for.
Well, it's kind of silly since everyone's here. If she's trying to log on too, she's just in the wrong room. Is it Masterword? Who is it?
Yeah, it was Masterwork, but they asked for the job number before answering my questions.
Well, I don't know. What you tell me? What do you want to do? You want to just set it for 2 weeks?
That'd be fine.
Yeah? Okay. All right. That way you don't have to wait any longer. I don't know when she's gonna get here, if.
That'll
Okay.
work for me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Just wanted to let the court know that we're pretty much doing this pro bono for him, Your Honor.
Well, thanks. That's nice.
He's not able to pay for it. There's a nonprofit organization that is helping him.
We'll also help waive the fees so that he, you know.
Just wanted to bring it up to your
Thanks.
attention. Thank you, Anna. Maybe we get excused.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Thank you. So, thank you.
How is 11/11? Is that good work for you?
Good job today, guys. Good job. Yeah, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Have a good day, y'all.
Have fun.
Judge, I filed another in-camera motion protective order for Ricardo's request, and I have the documents for you right here.
So this is what I give to Ricardo, right? Or I'll take a look at it and then eventually give to him.
Yes, Judge.
All right, here we go, guys. Watch Steven. Keep your eyes on Steven.
This thing got given and realized I got my rope.
Uh-huh. I wanna let you walk.
Didn't take long. It didn't take long.
See how long it took.
I was here.
Steven, you're embarrassing me. Let's go. Oh, they haven't left yet. Okay, now they're leaving.
Okay,
She's here. She's here. No.
You want me to see if I can catch him?
Oh, I know state. I'll call.
Run, Steven.
Miss
Run.
Abraham.
So sorry, I just got disconnected and couldn't connect back. Have they left?
Okay, you're here.
so sorry.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
I called them, but.
Trying. I'm calling Michael now.
Oh, my batteries are dying. So I was
I mean,
trying
all
to
I need
get
is
that done
a
too.
state.
all I need is a frame.
Man, you just got a raise.
No, I did not. That was like 4 months ago. That was 6 months ago.
I have to run back there myself and get lunch. Yeah, no, I told them, hold up. All right, my dear. Good?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay.
Can you help me out? I'm trying to get this last plea done and the state already left and I tried calling Michael and I can't get a hold of him, but I got you. I just need one representative from the state. Thanks. Okay, fine. I got Nathan coming up. Hey, we'll get it done. Beetle. Well, I mean, he answers. I don't have anybody else's number.
Feel like this is beneath me.
He's such a great guy, you know?
Judge, we'll waive the fees. Anything else?
We're doing a deferred, right? So what are the conditions?
Hello?
and 2 hours of anger management with the TRS, and then no burning or.
Come up, guys. So
I remember
initially,
talking to this young lady here, his lawyer earlier.
doing
Yes.
it pro bono,
Yes.
you know, just great job.
Thank you.
Just thank you so much for coming, so, really. So, okay, Miss Abraham, are you ready? No. Serenity now.
She was there, just, I saw her.
Can we call her real fast?
We've called like 50 times. Come on, come
Is this
back,
playing hide?
please. Come back.
Did you kick her out, Judge?
No, just let her, I mean,
Thank you for coming back.
Sure.
you know, this is something else that she brought up that, let me make sure that they make a sound anytime comes in. So one of the things that he's going to have to do is an anger management class. You will have to do an anger management class,
Okay.
but I don't think they offer it in Tamil.
English.
Is it online or is it? Which one?
So
does it say?
this is
there
the
any
offer.
specificity?
This is
See, thank
so
you so
initially
much.
we were going to do a time served, and then I said, you know, he's never had an issue. He's, how old are you, sir? 70, 65?
76.
76 years old. I didn't want to, you know, so she asked for deferred. I think, did you ask for a PTI as well or no?
Yes, I did.
They asked for, so Michael
I know,
ended
I
up,
was here. I remember.
but I don't think that they have classes in Tamil, which is his first language.
Yeah.
So
You can do it in English, you know,
I can do
but
it.
if it's online, I don't know if he has a computer.
No, I have no knowledge in computer that much.
Well, the interesting thing, if I may add something, Judge, obviously this is a deferred now with you. The judge is aware of your circumstances.
Yeah.
He has spoken to you on several occasions, and he is ultimately a determiner if you violate your agreement or not. And I'm sure, based upon everything we've been doing in this case, that the judge would be understanding if there is some language barrier to get something done. I've known the judge a long time before he was a judge, so
Yes.
I would be highly speculative if he would do something outside that realm. I would doubt it.
I'm only saying I think he'll get more if he understands it in his
Sure, of course.
native language. And
Of course.
so you may need to bring someone with you to help you translate,
Okay.
is all I'm saying.
To the probation or for the.
To the
English
class or
language?
classes.
Because I don't think that they'll give it to him in Tamil.
There are not very many people who can translate in Tamil, Your Honor. There are not too many
Friend?
people, even in the nonprofit that I'm associated with, where he's getting the help. They speak the language called Hindi, but not many people who speak Tamil. I was born, raised in a state where
Fozzie cleans up very nice. It was like a different person there. And I was looking around for Fozzie with his beard and his long hair, and there was no hair. He looked like Walter White. I thought we were going to cook some menthe.
I speak Tamil, that's how I'm able to.
Do you speak Hindi?
No,
I am from Sri Lanka.
Right.
So
There's
we
no
have
Hindi.
there are two language only, Sinhala and Tamil.
There were like two groups and they're.
But he can do English to some extent.
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
All I'm
But he
suggesting
doesn't
is,
have a
if there is a complication, I'm sure the judge will be understanding of trying to get it done. There are other places where I don't think they would be as understanding, but I know the judge will.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Your Honor.
We want to make sure that you're able to complete the classes so that
How many? One
it
month?
is one class per week for 18 weeks. So it's 18 classes that you will have to do.
Okay.
And I will make you a deal. Once you complete the classes, see, there's a phone number there trying to get in, but I don't want to get porn bombed. I don't know who it is. Last time she's been
They're
putting
not-
interpreter.
Let's try it.
Let him in. That's a huge risk.
Tell everybody to cover their eyes.
And ears. Remember how loud it was? Right. No, I can't take that chance. I don't know. It, you understand what's happening.
Yep, Fozzie started stripping at the table while we were eating. He started stripping his shirt off, and boom, he had a Court Vibes t-shirt underneath. It was like Superman moment.
Yeah, I know, sir.
This is a probation.
Yeah.
If you complete it, you do not end up with a conviction. This is good because when you're coming back in and out of the country, a conviction like this could hurt you.
Yeah.
If you want to go to Canada, they're not going to let you in with this conviction.
Okay.
This is why it's important. Once you complete the class, I will take you off.
Okay.
All we want you to do is the class. Also here it says no threatening, harassing, abusive contact with Lakshmi. Is that your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have contact with her?
Are you in contact with your wife?
No. Not
You don't want
for the last 6 months. I have no contact.
You don't want to?
No, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
You can if you want. Just be nice.
No, sir. Because I have done everything to them, but I gave a house in Sri Lanka also, but I don't know what happened now there. I can't go over there also because as a gift to her, I signed and give to her. At the time, when my lawyer looked at me, I said, no, write the deed on her name. And I gave it, but I trust her. But
What about your daughters though? You don't want to have contact with your daughters?
no, because
daughters need their fathers.
They got the citizenship because of me. I passed the test to get the citizenship. From me only, they got the citizenship. She didn't get the citizenship. I don't know what I don't know. But
if they see that you're doing these classes, maybe they will come around and want to have communication with you. If they see that you are bettering yourself.
I don't know, sir. I don't trust them because, after this one, because the last one, the daughter, she will come and crawl and come like this. And I wake up and I make the milk and give the feeder. She drink them. The young. After that, every day I work in the night, sit in the balcony, and come later. I come and a little sleep. After that, I make her ready for the nursery class. I don't have a car that time. I fix a baby seat to the cycle and go to Cimarron Elementary. I am a territorial civil. I work in the territorial civil organization in Sri Lanka, and I am getting a pension over there. Now I am trying to go there because I want to get the pension for the last 10 years. It is stuck over there.
You don't want to stay here?
No, because of the kids. I don't worry about her because she is not taking care of the kids. Because of the kids, I will stay here because they are girls, not boys. That's why I stay here. And
need your help. They need your help.
Yeah, everything they are coming and asking that the last, the vice Nika also coming and asking for the car. So I have an idea to get a SUV. but she came and asked me for a car. So she looked the car, select the car and came to me. And I cancelled my thing and I bought a car to after that everything finished. She got the job and after that she bought another car, that is used car. So I asked her, why you are buying that car? This car is for, I bought it for you. You can continue the payment. I am not asking the payment.
And you got in a fight because of this?
Huh?
Did you get into a fight because of this, of the new
No,
car?
no. Because she one day after finishing the college and everything, she got the work. After that, she find a person and she has gone. So
Okay. The only thing I wanted to say is that it's important for children to have their fathers in their lives. If you want to talk with them, you can while you're on probation. Just be nice. No threats at all.
no, I am.
Okay.
I am not talking to them, but
No,
only for the.
I'm
Judge
saying-
is saying you can talk to your children, but no threatening.
No, I am.
சண்டை போடாம நீங்க பேசலாம்னு
I am not
சொல்லிட்டு
threatening, sir. I am trying to help them
We
for the
understand in
study.
the future,
future.
just in the future.
Yeah, in the future,
nice.
in the future
Be nice.
also.
முன்னாடி போனா பேசலாம் ஆனா த்ரெட்டன் பண்ணாம பேசலாம் உங்க பசங்களோட.
அதுக்கு அவங்க பேசணும் என்னோட.
ஜட்ஜ் சொல்றேன் உங்களுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி தேவை ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு.
So understand, all the rights that we spoke about before are the same here. If you complete the probation, no conviction on your record.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Understand.
If you violate the probation, then you have to come back to court and we will issue a warrant for your arrest. If you ever have problems, contact her or come back here and let us know and we will help you out. If you ever have a problem, just come back and we can help you.
For the last 7 months, I am away from the house. I am not, I am cooking myself and everything. I am not secret or nothing. I am not going that road also. I forget that road.
Hey, you can have contact with Lakshmi and your daughters after today.
Sir,
He's giving you, you don't want to, that's a different thing. You have the option.
no,
Understand?
If you're
It's the
nice.
option.
If you're nice.
I like my kids.
Great.
And I want my granddaughter also in Canada. But I don't want to because she is the problem. So.
Okay. My only other problem is I cannot pay for your anger management class, but I will take all the fees off. Okay? You will have to pay for the anger management class. Can you do this?
How much? I don't know.
I don't know. Where?
This one is about, it's $30 in sessions, something about tourism.
It's about the entire class is around $300.
You should be able to, Your Honor, otherwise.
Pay as you go.
It might be more than.
Yeah, back up.
I don't know for sure.
500. Let's.
Hey, Judge, the interpreter's in the waiting room.
No, she's not. She's not.
said
I'm looking.
Are
No,
you?
she's in a different waiting room. She's not. I don't know what waiting room she is. Maybe purgatory, but she's not here. The blind leading the blind. Okay.
Your Honor, if he doesn't have the money, the nonprofit organization will pitch in for the payment of.
Oh, that's wonderful. They can help you with money if you need it.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'll definitely help
Yeah.
him out on that.
If you ever have a problem, come back. We'll
Yes, sir.
help you with whatever you need, however
We
we need.
appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Okay, so how do you plead to the case? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty.
I will not find you guilty. I will wait. If you complete the probation, you will not end up with a conviction. Do you understand?
I can follow the class. I have no problem.
As long as you do the classes, you will be okay with us. Okay?
Okay.
We wish you the best of luck. Like I said, any problems, come back. We can help you.
Yes.
I have just one question, Your Honor. When does he start the anger?
So
management?
Shatoria will tell you of how and when things need to happen for him.
Sure. Thank you so much, Your Honor, for your
Thank you so
kindness.
much. Of course. Okay.
Thank you
Good
so-
luck, Mr. Palm.
Maybe I excuse for lunch, but
No, stay and hang out.
Come on.
I'm hungry.
Mr. Bloom, thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
And then second.
I want lunch too. I don't know, but they do send him all kinds of mean Facebook messages. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what they say to him. They're like little children. All right, guys. Whew, I told you that last one was a roller coaster. And there he goes. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about that. But me and Nan are on the same page a little bit. He's finally cooking and cleaning for himself. How old is he? Anyway. Yes, Judge Fleischer has a big heart. Fozzie also has a big heart. All right. Thank you much for coming out, guys. Thank you for laughing through the first clip with me. Thank you for, laughing with the boys, putting holes in his lawnmower tire. Thank you, mods, very, very much. Thank you, everybody who showed up to my live yesterday. That was pretty cool. And then we went right into Bill's. Then we went right into Allie's. Happy birthday, Charlotte. Happy birthday, Allie. Lori, go rest. Micah, you better be asleep. I think I'll see you in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. I need to sleep a little bit because I close tonight, then I double tomorrow, double on Sunday. So I have to sleep a little bit. We'll see if I make it to Judge Fleischer's courtroom. I try and then I just keep falling asleep because I have to read chat. Oh, Charlotte, it's so glad to see you again. You left us for so long. Yep, back to work for you. That sucks. I have to work tonight too, so I'm just gonna play in Discord if we're dead. Aw, thank you. All right, guys, be good. I'll see you again soon.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late at night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With extreme, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted, sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom, eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm, in a way there's no alarm.